voting list. And what you do is you just sign this one form here, and I have a bunch of them out there tonight, and it ensures that you always receive your ballot at home. And I know a lot of people say, well, I like to go into the polls to vote, and so do I. I love to do that. But what I worry about is we have a lot of people, I think parents are the busiest people that we know. And on election day, when I've worked on previous override efforts, I've been out on election day at schools, and I run into people, parents who tell me, I'm sorry, I'm just too busy to go vote today. Or I hear later, oh, I wanted to do that, but my child got sick. And so what I think our message is don't take the chance, don't risk it. Get your ballot at home. If you still want to go into the polls, you can walk it in on election day, so you don't even have to mail it. So if you like going to the polls, you can do that. But we want to get this word out among education supporters and parents specifically, because our votes have to count. Our kids can't vote. They do not have a voice at the legislature. They don't have a voice when there are issues like this on the ballot. We're their only voice. So we have to make sure we exercise that voice and get our school communities to do this. We'll come in and help schools do voter registration drives if you want us to do that. We'll also come and speak at budget meetings like this that you have at your individual schools. Another thing that Bonnie mentioned is the possibility of the board voting for another override. I, like many others, have worked a lot on the past two previous efforts. And this is one way that we can take control of the situation here. We are not getting the funding that we need from the state. If Proposition 100 does not pass, you're going to see very, very drastic things happen at school districts across the state. I was out at the Vail School District, which failed to pass their recent override. And they are going to be looking at the loss of everything that they've worked years and years and years to put in place in the Vail School District. It'll be gone in one fell swoop. So districts that don't pass their overrides are at a special risk right now in this climate. And I'll just tell you one more story about Sahuarita, which recently did pass its override when Marana and Flowing Wells failed. Do you know what they did? They got some financial help, but they got their parents on the permanent early voter list. So it shows you that that can work. And I think all of us are going to have to, if the board does decide to go out for the override, this is something that we can do as individuals, and our community can make a decision as to whether public education matters enough to us that we're going to get out and actually work for this, because these things don't just pass on their own, and even with a lot of work, they can still fail. So anyway, I am here tonight. I'm happy to answer anyone's questions after the meeting, or if you have any questions in this phase of the presentation. Thank you.